Can a song be more than just a melody? Can gentle verses hold secrets far deeper than mere words? These questions began to plague fans' minds when they heard the music of two superstars, Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo. Behind the stage lights, behind the audience's applause, a whisper lurked. Could their lyrics be a hidden message, a secret code between two hearts? Many fans believe that every note, every sentence sung, is no coincidence. Xiao Zhan, with his warm and emotional voice, often slips in lines that sound like confessions. Meanwhile, Wang Yibo, with his cooler yet sharper expressive style, seems to offer answers. When put together, these pieces are like letters never truly sent, but always reach those who dare to listen more deeply. Let's start with one iconic moment. When Xiao Zhan released a ballad with the theme of longing, fans immediately highlighted the lyrics about stars in the sky that are far away but always visible. On another occasion, Wang Yibo wrote in his song about a long road that no one knows, but there is a small light that guides. Two different sentences, two different songs, yet when placed side by side, they seem to greet each other in a silent space that only hearts that long for each other can understand. Is this a coincidence? Or a silent conversation? In the entertainment world full of boundaries and rules, artists sometimes choose other avenues to express their feelings. Music becomes the only safe space, a place where emotions can be released anonymously. But for discerning fans, the puzzle pieces slowly form a bigger picture, an undeniable emotional connection. Interestingly, there was a moment when Xiao Zhan once said in an interview, "Every lyric I write is a reflection of what I can never express." That sentence convinced many there were layers of secrets hidden within his work. Meanwhile, Wang Yibo, known for his more reserved nature, once wrote in one of his songs, "I'm waiting for someone to read me in a different way." It's as if he's inviting listeners to interpret more deeply than just the music. For true fans, each release from these two isn't just a musical moment, but a new puzzle. They wait to see if there's a hidden keyword, a recurring symbol, or an answer in the next song. Like the story of two poets separated by time and space, but continuing to write letters through poetry, Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo seem to be speaking a secret language understood only by those willing to listen with their hearts. One of the most striking examples is the similarity in the themes of road and home. Xiao Zhan once wrote about a long journey that ultimately finds a home, while Wang Yibo emphasizes in his lyrics that walking endlessly, yet there's always someone waiting for him at the end. Two directions, two voices, but both lead to the same feeling, a longing to return to someone. Not only that, but fans also notice a temporal pattern. When one releases a song with a sad tone, the other often responds with an uplifting piece. Like a complementary dialogue, they never actually speak directly, but their music bridges the distance. Is this mere creative coincidence? Or is it a veiled communication? The mystery deepens when we realize that certain symbols keep recurring. The words light, night, rain, and road seem to be the codes they use. In the world of literature, symbols like these are never without meaning. They are metaphors, bridges from the mind to the heart. And the more we hear them, the stronger the conviction that they are not mere poetic ornaments, but rather a message. Imagine two great musicians, whose lives are always in the public eye, yet still have a private space they cannot express aloud. That's where music becomes a hiding place, and at the same time, a stage for confession. Perhaps that's why fans feel like listening to their songs is like opening the pages of a locked diary. There's also an interesting story. During a concert, Xiao Zhan once sang a song with an emotional intonation, as if he were speaking to someone special. Shortly afterward, Wang Yibo appeared on stage with a different song that thematically felt like a reply. To the casual viewer, it was just another performance. But to fans who pay attention to detail, it was a musical conversation that couldn't be ignored. In the artistic tradition, we know the term subtext, what isn't said, but what's felt. And that's what makes their work so alive. Every note seems to contain something more profound than mere entertainment. It's an expression of feelings, perhaps longing, or even a confession that shouldn't be said out loud. The question now is, are we, as listeners, just reading too far? Or is there really a message hidden behind it all? That's what makes this mystery so compelling. There are no definitive answers, but it's precisely that uncertainty that keeps us searching. It's like reading a riddle-filled novel, where each page holds a new clue. We may never know for sure what lies behind each lyric. But one thing is clear, their music touches many hearts because of its implicit emotional honesty. That honesty feels too real to be accidental. It's as if there's something they want to share, something they can't hold back, even if it has to be wrapped up in metaphor. And herein lies the power of art. It can conceal and reveal at the same time. Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo may never say anything directly, but their work speaks volumes. The songs act as a bridge between hearts that can't openly connect, but still find a way to reach out. Does this mean we're witnessing a secret conversation unfolding before our eyes? Perhaps. And perhaps we're simply piecing together pieces that feel too fitting to ignore. But isn't that the allure? That music can be more than just entertainment, but a mystery to be solved? Imagine if it were true, that every verse is an unsent letter, every note a hidden confession. Wouldn't that make us witnesses to one of the most beautiful stories in modern music? A story of two souls finding a way to keep talking even without words. Ultimately, whether we believe it or not is up to each of our hearts. What's clear is that Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo have created work that transcends the stage, the industry, and even words themselves. They've carved a trail of emotions that can only be felt, not fully explained. And perhaps that's the answer, that their songs aren't meant to be understood logically, but rather felt. Because there are messages that can only be captured by the heart, not the ears. Messages that will resonate only with those who dare to hear beyond mere sound. So, are their lyrics mere coincidence? Or a silent conversation between two hearts? The mystery may never be fully revealed. But as long as the songs continue to be sung, we'll always have reason to wonder, guess, and feel. Because in the end, perhaps the music itself is a secret code that only the two of them, and those of us who try to read between the lines, can understand. But there's something that always makes fans ponder: silence. Between the symbol-filled lyrics, there are pauses, empty spaces that seem intentionally left. A long silence in a song often speaks louder than 1,000 words. Many believe that silence holds unspoken messages. Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo seem to use silence as their third language, a language that only sensitive souls can perceive. When we hear their songs, sometimes it's not the words that are most poignant, but rather the long, drawn-out notes, as if reluctant to let go. It's like a hand held in a tight grip, or a gaze that lingers even when they must look away. For fans, these small details feel like hints that there's something bigger being conveyed, something they can't quite put into plain language. There's also an interesting theory developing within the fan community. They believe the order of their song releases isn't random, but rather follows a pattern. Like two writers exchanging poetry, each new work is a response to the previous one. Some even arrange their songs like a series of letters, where each title, each verse, connects into one long story of encounters, separations, and undying longing. This phenomenon is all the more potent because the two rarely speak directly about their feelings in public. Precisely because of these limitations, music becomes both a hiding place and a meeting place. In silence, in secrets, in poetic codes, they can express their deepest selves without having to transgress the boundaries of the outside world. For some, this is simply an overinterpretation, but for those who listen with their hearts, it's the hidden honesty. Imagine if all the lyrics were truly code, then we'd be witnessing a grand story written in invisible ink. Each song becomes a chapter, each melody a paragraph, and each concert a marker of time. Fans become not just listeners, but readers of a living novel written through music. A novel that may never be finished, but whose eternity is preserved in uncertainty. And herein lies the beauty. Because whatever our interpretation, one thing is undeniable: Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo have succeeded in creating works that arouse curiosity, works that make people pause, reflect, and even become swept away by inexplicable feelings. They teach us that art doesn't have to be clear to be meaningful. Sometimes, it's the mystery that makes art eternal. Their songs, with all their symbols, metaphors, and empty spaces have become a haven for many. Fans find strength in that ambiguity because they can read their own stories within them. Some find hope, some find love, and still others find solace in loss. This is proof that music, despite its mystery, still has the universal power to touch anyone's heart. Perhaps, in the end, we won't have to wonder if their lyrics are a secret code or mere coincidence. Because in the mystery itself, there's an irreplaceable beauty. Every time a song plays, we feel the same vibration, as if we're connected to something far greater than just music. And isn't that the true purpose of art? To make us feel, to make us believe, even without having to understand it all. As long as Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo continue to create, this mystery will live on. Every new verse will raise new questions, and every note will be the subject of endless debate. But that's precisely what makes this journey so worthwhile. Because beneath all the speculation, one thing remains true: there's genuine emotion, there's a feeling that can't be faked, and there's an invisible bond that's always felt between their lyrics. A bond that can perhaps only be described with one word: secret.